to read some nonfiction text. We've done that before. This is nothing new, right? So we have reading. We're going to use things we already know how to do. We have to look at some text features, okay? We have to do some summarizing, and we have to do some inferring. Boys, we just did this the other day, didn't we? Right, okay. What are we going to do with language today? Okay, summarizing. We have to talk about what is the main idea. Do you remember when I asked you to tell me what is that a picture of? What's the main idea of that picture? Muhammad Ali, boxing. A man. Okay, give me some more.
A man who is fighting.
A man is fighting.
Boxer.
A boxer. Okay. If I want to know like what color his shoelaces are, would you tell me that if I asked for the main idea? All right, is that the main idea or is that a detail? It's a detail, okay? So if I ask you to summarize, I'm asking you to tell me what is the author's main idea. I don't need every little tiny thing, okay? And we've done that before. I will ask you to retell based on some questions that I'm going to give you. And we will do a little bit of compare and contrast after we read, okay? And you'll tell me what you know from the text. And then we'll, this is the type of text we're working on. You know what SS stands for? Social studies. Okay. Yeah, okay. All right, now before we do that, I got this word and I have this word. Can they go together?
Cowboy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Did you ever see that word?
Yes.
Sure you did. All right, you have a word for this in Spanish?
No. Yeah.
You know what the word for cowboy is in Spanish? Vaquero? Yes, vaquero. All right, so we're gonna leyendo about vaqueros. Okay. You just got here, Brian. Okay, yesterday from Mexico. Okay.
Wonderful.
All right. So what we are going to look at, our nonfiction text, has to do with cowboys. Okay. So what do you know about a cowboy? They got cowboys in China? Yeah. What do they call them?
Oh. Know that.
Okay.
It's like first word is cow and next is boy.
Okay. All right. Do they have cowboys in Germany?
Yeah.
Yeah. What do they call them?
Cowboys too.
They call them cowboys. Okay. Now in the United States, and I don't know if you've touched on it yet. You might as an 8th grader. Girls, I don't know if you've gotten to it yet with Mr. Convery.
We already got there.
You already talked about the cowboys in
Yeah, and they say that the Native American in Mexico started with vaquero.
started with the
Yes.
that's where they started.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Hold on to that thought because you're going to need that later when you do some research. Okay? All right, so you all have some idea of what the cowboy is, and we're going to look at that. And what primarily does a cowboy do?
Shooting cow.
He shoots.
About cow. He's riding a cow and he's racing.
Okay.
Or I don't know.
He's riding a cow and he might be racing?
He's like that cowboy with a horse, and there's more horses that can so.
Okay. No more thought? Okay.
Oh, maybe he's milking the cow.
Maybe he's milking the cow. Okay, all right. Well, I think we need to read to find out some more about the cowboy. Okay. All right, so here's our text. And I got to go over some words before we do that. Now, Brian, this is yours, and I put some Spanish words on for you. Okay? This is yours. This is yours.
And why you didn't put Spanish?
Why didn't I do it for you? Well,
I just want to.
well, because, why didn't I do it for you?
I already know how to.
Yeah, because you already know how to read it.
Yeah, but I want to read it.
You want to read it in Spanish? Okay, well,
Let's see how-
if you want, you can look at his, okay? All right, I think you'll do okay there, Jimmy. I'm kind of confident that you will. All right, now, before we start, let's do this. Where's my,
I'm not understand.
all right, can you all see this? I'm going to put it up here.
Yes.
Can you see these words? Okay, text features. All right, not new. I've got some vocabulary up here. All right, let's examine our text first. What types of text features do we have? I have lots of words up here. I'm not going to read them to you. I want you to tell me what you see. Go ahead and page through it. If you need a word, go ahead and look through. Tell me what you see. And if you need to
See
pull a word because you can't remember what it's called, look up here.
Is it
And, all right, hold on. I'll ask you for a minute. Let me read. We have título. We have subtítulo. Pictoras. We have mapa. Subtítulo. Subtítulo. Okay. And we have diagram. Okay. That helps us. Ayuda para leerlo. Okay, who would like to tell me what you found?
I forgot.
All right.
Person.
All right, hold on a second. A graph? We have other words that we've learned when we talk about text features. Think about for a minute, is that a graph? Another word we have is chart. Another word we have is diagram.
Diagram.
Are you, okay, you feel better about that word, diagram? Okay, and because it has what on it, Tom? Yeah, labels. Labels on the diagram. Do you remember that when we did the big article about the sharks from our textbooks over there? And there was the big diagram of the great white shark? Okay. Anybody else? What else do you see?
A map.
You see a map? Sure you do. Okay, what's it a map of?
This cowboys.
What's it a map of?
Of United States and Mexico, and Canada.
And, okay, and Canada. They really squished it together, didn't they? Yeah. Okay, now when we work, whoever's working on the map later on, I'll give you the color copy so you can see it a little better because you need to see the colors.
Because I don't really understand words that make sense.
Yeah. So I'll show you the book. And it also will show the cowboy diagram in color, so that'll help you a little bit. Okay? All right. There's more there. What else does anybody see? Huey?
But I think it says all of it.
Subtitle.
Okay, hold on one second. That is, you're right. You see the title. What is it?
The cover and
The Cowboy Error. Felipe, add to that.
Subtitle.
Subtitles. Can you give me an example of a subtitle?
Cowboys life.
Yes, yes, okay. VID00001. Okay. And how do subtitles help us? Do you remember we talked about that?
it's organized.
Okay, it organizes it for us. Did you want to add to that?
Make the part of the storyboard clear so it won't mess up again.
Okay, it clarifies it for us. Because remember, would you rather read a whole lot of text right now that doesn't have any subtitles? Yeah, I actually don't like that either. It helps us to understand it better. That's why they put them in there. Okay, I do see something else. Anybody else? Anything else jump out at you? Go ahead.
I saw bullet points
Oh, there I would
here and here.
Okay, you see, all right, you see like a sidebar of before you read on, some questions, okay? All right? They're to help you to understand, okay?
And I don't know what those costs was.
Okay, maybe it's up here. It might not be. All right, so we found subheading, subtitle, title. Somebody said diagram. We have a map. We know it's nonfiction. I don't see it up here. Glossary, glossed words at the bottom. We've had these before. Okay.
Glossary.
Yeah, it's the glossary. Want me to spell it for you?
Glossary.
G-L-O.
I think it's.
You got it? Okay, and what is a glossary? What does it look like? Remember I told you?
Life.
Looks like a what? What does it look like? What's it giving us, Huey?
It's like the vocabulary.
Yeah, it's the vocabulary words. It's like a dictionary, right on the page for us. Now, I'm going to tell you this. A lot of the words, and this has a pretty big glossary on that first page, they are very specific words to the cowboy to the text that we're reading. I have pulled out like 5 words that I want us to look at. Okay, there's several words here that are low frequency words because they only have to do with this cowboy. We don't see them a lot in other reading, but there are some other words that we will see a lot. They're high frequency words. They're common words, and they happen to be the academic words from the text. So let's look at them right now. All right, the first one, I do believe also text features. I think we got all the text features. Okay? All right, does anybody see a word right in the title that they're not sure of? Let's look at the title. There. Anybody see a word that they're not sure of? Okay, era.
That's a subtitle.
And you're not sure about cattle? Okay, all right.
I know what's cattle.
Okay, what is it?
A group of cows or
Okay, it's a type of cow or bull. And what are they mostly used for?
eating food.
Okay, they're for eating, sure. Yeah, they're not really, you don't ride them or anything. But they're primarily used for eating, and you're going to read about it.
Sometimes for milk and for cows and like so they can make more they can have more cows.
So they can make more cows, so your herd increases. Okay, yeah, I'll take that. All right, so what is an error? Let's go back to that word for a minute. It comes from the Latin.
It's a time.
It is a time, yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
and you didn't know.
Yeah. What do you mean?
It's in Spanish.
I was going to say, is that a Spanish word?
Yeah.
Yeah. So were you familiar with it, Felipe?
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. Cognates, got to use
It's
that. Era. Okay.
Como era uno.
Oh.
Okay. Tom, can you expand on that?
It's a time part.
Okay.
On the timer.
All right, so it's a very specific time. Can anybody think of any other era that had some very specific things?
Of good
Esta
feelings.
palabra era. Tiempo.
The era of good feelings.
Okay, what was the era of good feeling? Thank you.
When
What was that?
People in America had different humans.
Okay. Is that just, was that a question on a test recently in social studies?
Yeah.
Okay. Era of good feeling, okay. I'm thinking of, was there ever an era where there were certain animals?
Yeah.
Oh,
like,
Okay, read my mind here? What are you thinking?
Like era of dinosaurs.
That's what I was thinking of, okay. All right.
Era of aliens.
The era of the aliens, you think? Okay. All right, well, kind of based on the story we just read, maybe there was, we don't know. Okay, no one was there, all right? No one was there. All right, now take a look down at the bottom. Look at your glossed words down at the bottom. There's 2 I want to point out to you. All right, so we know this word is time. The other word, take a look down the bottom at the, find the word economy.
The second one.
Okay. Is anyone familiar with this word?
Yeah, social studies.
Okay. What do you know?